This is Abnormal Entertainment.
There is nothing like watching a movie on the big screen, and with MoviePass, you can see unlimited movies every month from Abnormal Entertainment. Head to abnormalentertainment.com and click on the MoviePass banner to get your first month free. And after that, it's only $30 a month to see unlimited movies, even on opening day. Go as many times as you want. Have a blast with MoviePass and abnormalentertainment.com. Welcome, everybody, to the Cinema Head Cheese Pod Short for the San Diego Comic-Con International 2017 trailer reviews. Boy, there were a lot. This is Kevin Moyers, and I have to say, this is one of the more exciting years for Comic-Con trailers. Now, people say Comic-Con, you going to Comic-Con? Well, there are 9,000 fucking Comic-Cons in the United States alone. Every month there's one somewhere in a small town, in a big city, wherever you go. But when people say Comic-Con, when the average person says Comic-Con, they mean San Diego. And it became Comic-Con International a few years back. And it is less about comic books and more about Hollywood now, which is kind of gross. Dave Hayes and I went out in 2005, and we saw quite a shift, even at that point. Everybody talks about Hall H. Hall H is the big room where they do all these huge trailer reveals and stuff like that. And when Dave and I went, King Kong was the big, one of the big movies. The Peter Jackson King Kong that co-starred Jack Black, and Tenacious D was playing in Hall H or wherever the hell, and we see that in the schedule, and Dave and I are like, oh, let's go see Tenacious D, and we go, the line was down the stairs from the second floor, around this stairwell, and went out the door around the fucking building. We're like, oh, I guess we're not going to see Tenacious D. You can suck Tenacious D's nuts if you think I'm standing in that motherfucking line. No way, no way, no way. It's ridiculous. So, but that's what this is. And there are people that camp out in Hall H. I don't know if they should clear it out completely after each panel. That would be fair to the masses, but you get these assholes that camp out in there. I don't know. I haven't been there since 2005. It's something to experience, but it's not, I don't know. It's not a thing for comic books. You want to go to a comic book convention? Go to a different one. Go to your local neighborhood one. There are some bigger ones. I haven't been to a Wizard Con in a few years, but I've been to Chicago plenty of times. 2014 is when I went to Wizard Portland, and that was one of the smaller Wizard Cons. I'm pretty sure they still do Portland, not sure, but it was fun, and it is about the comic books more than other stuff, but they do get a lot of signature stuff. Like that Phoenix Comic Con this year was just to focus on the celebrities, and they make a ton of money while the comic book creators and artists and things like that are kind of left in the dust comparatively. One thing, Dominic Reggio was here from Mess Bucket Comics and stayed at my place, and he talked about cosplayers, people that just show up to cosplay. He's like, just watch them. They're not carrying anything. They don't buy shit. They're here for themselves, to walk around and show off their stupid fucking costumes. So, it was kind of angry, but you have half the crowd that's just there to walk around. They're not buying anything. And while I don't always buy comics. I often do. My daughter's more focused on toys like the Funko Pop figures and stuff like that. I always try to find some piece of art or something to go home with. So, I always find something from an independent person. It could be one piece, it could be more, but it's not my world as much as it is many others. So, I'm not a big comic reader. I love the movies and TV, though. And I have been known to pick up a book. Way back, I think the last one I read, cover to cover, was the graphic novel for My Friend Dahmer, which will be released later this year as a movie. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah. So I looked up Comic-Con trailers, try to see what was what out there, and a couple different sites claim that they have every trailer. Meanwhile, one has some that the other doesn't have. So I'm going to burn through a bunch, and you might have some spoilers for, let's say, TV. You might have some spoilers from me because, the trailers are continuing from something else. So first one, TV-wise, I want to get to is The Flash. Season 4 is coming, and it starts with a narration from Iris West. Now, again, spoilers. If you don't want a spoiler on this, then skip it a few seconds, okay? But we see Barry walk off into the Speed Force to take the place of his split alter ego, Savitar, and because somebody has to fill that spot. Just like Jay Garrick did when Wally was trapped in there, somebody has to fill that spot. So Barry is going in to replace Jay Garrick and let him go home to Earth 3. So you see Iris kind of narrating, I'm Iris West, and I was supposed to marry the fastest man alive. And you see what looks like it leads to Barry coming home, but him kind of breaking away from the Speed Force, and Cisco's trying to trap him with this gun to kind of pull him back into Earth. So you do see Wally West. You do see some new villains popping up, which is great. That's a must. And this is supposed to be the first season without a speedster as a villain. You see Danielle Panabaker looking normal. She's not Killer Frost anymore, which is great. And it just, Joe's like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Typical Joe. I don't see a Harrison Wells clone in this trailer. I have enjoyed all of the incarnations of him, whether it was Reverse Flash, whether it was HR. I loved HR, and if you saw the end of last season, you know why he's not in this season. But he was useless until he was most useful, which was fantastic. So that I'm excited about. One site shows a trailer for season 5 of Arrow. I don't know if it was leading into season 6, but it didn't make much sense. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get into more TV. The Inhumans, which is Marvel. That looks really interesting. Yeah, Black Bolt and his crew, including the big giant. I don't know much about the Inhumans. The big giant transporting dog. I don't know what that's about, but it looks kind of silly, to be honest with you. This might be a sillier character from the Marvel Universe. Not certain how that's going to turn out, but it looks fun. I have not watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know they spun out of that. They were supposed to be a movie, and then they canceled the movie, and everybody's like, oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fucked up. But it looks like they just went, no, we just want to do more with this. So that's coming to ABC. It looks fun. Black Bolt's the dude with the tuning fork on his head. I don't know what that's all about, but hey, whatever. There were other trailers for shows that TV shows I've never seen. Preacher. I'm sure it'll be on Netflix soon because AMC does that. Season 2, there's a trailer for. There are other shows like Vikings, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. I don't care about any of those shows. I've never seen Vikings, but the other two I've seen and don't enjoy. Walking Dead, I'm just bored to tears with. You want to watch a good zombie show? Watch iZombie. That show has gone from, hey, it's a pretty good cop procedural, to what the fuck is going on here in a great way. So I highly recommend iZombie. First 3 seasons are on Netflix now. And speaking of CW, now, again, a little bit of a spoiler, Riverdale has released a trailer for Season 2. Let me tell you, if you like noir or even the Twin Peaksy style of things, if you're a fan of teen shows, all this shit is mashed up into one show with Riverdale. It is on Netflix. I think there are only 13 episodes in the first season. Well worth your time. Filled with teen TV stars and movie stars from the past, like Molly Ringwald and Luke Perry are Archie's parents. Robin Givens is Josie's mom and the mayor of the town. Josie and the Pussycats, Josie. You just have a ton of these people throughout. Skeet Ulrich is Jughead's dad. So at the end of Season 2, again, spoiler, at the end of Season 2, we find out who killed Jason Blossom, and it's really fucked up, and there's still more after that. There's still another episode. Veronica's dad may be pulling some strings from inside a prison. He's supposedly coming home. We don't know what's going on. Fred Andrews, Archie's dad, Luke Perry. It would actually be cool if Jason Priestley showed up somewhere. 90210. Anyway, Luke Perry, he's almost the conscience, in a way, of this show. It's pretty cool the way they've used him. He's Splinter to the Ninja Turtles, kind of, you know what I mean? But he's that to Archie. He's the conscience, and mostly a single dad throughout. Molly Ringwald, Archie's mom, lives in Chicago, wants to take Archie back with her to Chicago. He said no, and she's like, hey, Riverdale's a fucked up place. But, you know, without the fuck, because it's CW. But, so the end of Season 1, things seem to be wrapped up as far as the Blossom murder goes, but it's just the tip of the iceberg, because Fred and Archie are in Pop's Diner, and a guy comes in, hooded, masked, whatever, and he's about to rob Pops, and he has a gun to Pops. Fred stands up. He's like, whoa, man, there's no need to do this. Whatever, take the money and go. Please don't hurt Pop. Don't hurt Pop. That's not necessary. You don't need to do that. And he turns and he shoots Fred. And Archie's there, like, what the fuck? And you know, that's how it ends. That's how the season ends. So, Season 2 trailer shows them rushing Fred to the hospital. Yes, he survives according to the trailer. And now the kids are trying to figure out who did this, who set this in motion. I mean, they figured out Jason's killer. You know, and the Blossom family, that looks like, you know, the remaining half of the family still has some fucked up things going on. You see the matriarch in complete face stuff. It looks insane. It looks crazy. So there is that. I'm looking forward to it. I loved Riverdale, and drove me crazy that none of my friends were watching it until it hit Netflix. Now they're all like, hey, this is pretty good. I'm like, I've been telling you, motherfuckers. So so I'm excited about that. And the last TV thing that I saw, there's also American Horror Story. Cult, I'm seasons behind on that. Last couple TV things. There is a TV movie for Rocco's Modern Life coming up. Like everything from my childhood, it's all getting rehashed. It's called Static Cling, and it just shows him and Heifer and all the old crew. Like they leave Rocco's house and go, wait a second, it's the year 2017. And you have to remember when this show was on the air, there was no such thing as a smartphone. As a cell phone. It's a pocket cell phone. Most people didn't have those yet. I mean, they existed. The internet was barely in its infancy. There were no energy drinks. You didn't have Starbucks on every corner like we have now. I mean, they existed, but it's just not the coffee boom what it is. So they hit all that kind of stuff throughout, and it's really crazy. Let's see, what else do we have? Stranger Things showed a trailer. They're starting playing Dragon's Lair, which is a cartoon video game that people don't talk about enough. But the Upside Down seems to be visiting the right side up, and you see a giant fucking spider thing. Will is losing his mind. They use Thriller brilliantly in the trailer, including the Vincent Price narration. It just looks, there are new characters, and it looks really crazy. Eleven does show up. It appears that they have not seen her since she disappeared at the end of the first season. So that looks fun. We have Westworld. Again, I've seen one episode of it. I liked it, and it was somewhere in the middle of the first season, so I'm not fully aware, except one of the McPoyle brothers seems to be from Always Sunny seems to be the star of the show. So the second season, there's a trailer for that out there. What else? The Defenders. And I'm running through a bunch here. I don't want to go too long on each. But The Defenders, we have another trailer for that. That's coming up in August on Netflix. And it seems that Sigourney Weaver and Elektra are the big villains. So, of course, you have the Hand and all that stuff. And you see all of the important familiar characters, except I did not see Misty Knight and I did not see Wilson Fisk in the trailer. So I don't know if they're going to make an appearance. You have Stick and you have Foggy and Karen and all that stuff. So, important people. You have the Night Nurse. You have from Iron Fist, the woman with the angel wings. Crap. Anyway, all those people are in there. And it looks fun. And Marvel also has yet another TV series called The Gifted on Fox. It comes up in October, and it's a bunch of mutants. And it's funny because two of the mutants that kind of set the story off, their dad is a government guy who arrests mutants, and then once it's his kids, he's like, oh, shit. All right, so he's helping this group. And they're called Strucker. The last name is Strucker, for whatever reason, which I think is kind of weird considering there's already a Striker. I don't know if these people are in the comics, but in the trailer, they do a good job of introducing by name each of the mutants. So that's good. And they're not. I've heard of Thunderbird. That's the only one I've heard of. So other than that, let's see, what else do we have TV wise? The new Star Trek show. CBS announced a long time ago that they were going to do a Star Trek show just for their streaming app. And I have to be honest, it's called Discovery, and there's a new captain. Rainn Wilson is in the show, seems to be a villain. And the way the trailer goes, it makes it look like the season will follow one storyline. And I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. Of course, regular TV, you expect 26 or 23. That's the basic formula. TV's not what it used to be. I mean, Riverdale season 1 was 13. You get mid-season replacements. That'll be 13 episodes. But with streaming, you don't know if you're getting 4, 8, 6, whatever. I'm going to do a short for Castlevania. 4 episodes. 4 episodes on Netflix. So you'll have that soon. Then you have, things that are 10 or 8 or whatever. It's just whatever fits the story. And so I don't know. I don't know how many it's going to be on Discovery, but it's on the CBS All Access app when it releases. And I don't know if they're going to do one a week. or dump them all at once or what. If they dump them all at once, there will be some binging. I'm not a Star Trek guy, but I do like the movies that have come out recently, and this looks fantastic. The captain is, they racial and ethnic diversity is always the thing that Roddenberry wanted in these series, and I think when it comes to the captains, they've done a pretty good job with that. First we got a Canadian, then we got a Brit, and then we got we had a black man, we had a woman, a white woman, we have and now a black woman, and she's small, she's little, which may have been intentional. If you see some of the things she's doing in the trailer, creeping through small spaces and stuff like that, I think using a small person was probably intentional, and it's kind of cool because she's not imposing physically, and she looks very young as well. And when she's kind of facing off against Rainn Wilson, who's almost looks like a professor, big beard, it took me a second to realize it was him. He's not necessarily imposing, but he's a big dude. I mean, he's like 6'4" or some shit. So it looks good, and I think her size may have been intentional, may have been purposeful to her character, which you have to watch a trailer and you'll see what I mean. And I loved her captain. It starts with a B. It's a short name, and I can't remember now, but I loved her acting in the trailer, and I'm looking forward to this and her character. So, and I like that they, it was important to Roddenberry to have diversity and stuff like that. I mean, Sulu was a captain in the later movies for, connected to the original series. Well, I shouldn't even say that because the Abrams movies are connected to the original series because Nimoy was in the first one. So they're all connected. It's all fucking one universe. That's amazing. So amazing. Anyway, you had Bakula was a captain too, but you go back, white guy. You have Seth MacFarlane put out a show has a show coming called The Orville. I'm not a Seth MacFarlane fan. Whatever. If you are, good for you. It's a Star Trek inspired workplace comedy, and it has the old dude from Legends of Tomorrow, who's half of Firestorm. So. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. But let's kick into some more movies. I have a couple websites open that show trailers just so I can remember. I'm going to start. There are a couple horror movies. Jigsaw, which is the latest Saw movie trailer. I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of the... Just add a number to horror movies because horror fans will watch. It's the 17th one. Great. Awesome. Or subtitling each one like Hellraiser does. Friday the 13th did both. They had the number and the subtitle, and great. Until they switched over to New Line, and they couldn't use the title Friday the 13th anymore, so you had Jason Goes to Hell, and you had Jason 10. So they switched it, and Saw kind of did that. They switched, the new one's called Jigsaw. It is a continuation. It's not a prequel, anything like that. I'll talk about a prequel in a second. Jigsaw looks fun, and I like the Saw movies. I like the chain of events that lead to this and that. I think it was 3 and 4 overlapped each other, and I watched them at the same, like in the same sitting or within days of each other, whichever it was. I don't remember. Dave and I watched it way back. And I thought it was great, the way one overlapped the other. They were happening at the same time. I thought that was fantastic. And look, they're horror movies. They're, meant to... It's just like the Final Destination movies. People shit on those, too, and I don't get why. They're creative, and this leads to that, and, it's fun. So, Jigsaw, you start out with a bunch of random people. I'm sure they're all bad. They've done horrible things. This is the whole point of... That's what Jigsaw does. And they all have these weird buckets on their heads, and they're tied to chains, and the chains are starting to pull them into a wall of saw blades. And they're all freaking out, like trying to stop themselves with their feet. That's never going to work. So there's that, and they seem to be dragged from room to room in these crazy situations by these chains, and it's really it's a cool trailer. And they're like, Jigsaw, he's been dead for 10 years, and then there's like DNA under this body that ties to Jigsaw, shit like that. So maybe he's alive, maybe he's dead, maybe, there's the one movie where he was dead and the woman was carrying out his actions. She had survived one of his traps. Who cares? It looks fun. Now, one that doesn't look fun at all is Leatherface. Fuck this movie. Fuck this trailer. I wasn't a fan of the Texas Chainsaw remake. I love the original, though. The original, to me, is one of the most effective horror movies there ever was. I can't. This looks terrible. You see, like, a little fat kid. It looks like at one point that they're peeling his face off so that he can have the... I don't know. It just looks dumb. And there's this... I don't know when the fuck this became a trope, but of shirtless people standing with giant animal heads on. You know what I mean? Like they're masks, but they're wearing animal heads. When the fuck did this become the horror movie trope? It drives me crazy. I don't care for it. It's getting tired. Old and tired, and just fuck off with it already. I'm sick of it. It's not scary. It's not creepy. It's been done to goddamn motherfucking death. And when it's something that specific, like, look, being covered in blood, using an axe, chainsaw, whatever, that's trope as well. But this looks so fucking... And, like, this is such a weird, specific thing, being shirtless or naked with the animal head. Why? Why repeat it? It's like you may as well just put a guy in a hockey mask. Oh, well, that's never been done before. Yeah, it has. They show like a birthday party where, like a 10-year-old Leatherface, whatever his real name is, I don't care. They put a chainsaw on the table. Happy birthday, son! And he's getting a chainsaw for his 10th birthday. It's like, oh, fuck you. This looks like such garbage bullshit. And it's the only one that I watched. I was like, fuck off with this crap already. Let's see. There's a Call of Duty zombie movie trailer out there. Let's get to some of the big ones. The Kingsman Golden Circle trailer looks fantastic. I love that they have the Kingsman, and then there's the American version, which is Channing Tatum is the dude, and oh my god, you know what? This is one I didn't watch today. I watched it already, and what the fuck? The Kingsman, and there's the name for the American group that's similar, and I'm blanking on it right now. But anyway, I don't care. The first one was great. I can't wait to see the second one. Colin Firth is back, and he's wearing an eye patch. He was supposedly dead in the first one, but hey, it's comic books. Nobody dies. Not for real. You also have Ready Player One, which is from a book that's supposed to be like it's a brick. I've seen the book. It's Columbus, Ohio in 2024 is the fastest growing city in the world. And people are just like, it almost looks like garage storage shelves, the metal ones where you can put the shelves on whatever, lock them into little notches and wherever. It looks like that, but with shitty RV trailers jammed behind it. Anyway, just like on each shelf, and they're stacked communities and stuff like that. It's kind of funny. So there's that. Did I call this a pod short? It's not a short. Fuck that. We're full on fucking podcast at this point. But anyway, it's stacked and it looks really crazy, and everybody lives in VR basically. So this kid is very obsessed with the 80s. And a little bit early 90s, because you see stuff like Iron Giant, and I think that was early 90s, maybe 1990, 91, something like that. But you see Freddy Krueger. It's crazy, and this is Spielberg directed. He hasn't directed anything in a while. So it's cool to see something like this, because this is his specialty, special effects, right? So it's great to see this kind of thing. I'm enjoying it. I want to see the movie. They kick in Rush's Tom Sawyer. I fucking hate Rush, but that little, whatever bullshit. Fuck that song. I'm sorry, Tom Sawyer. The whole thing. If you love it, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry for you. because they're one of the most overrated piece of shit bands that's ever existed. So, point is, you get that, and it fits the trailer though perfectly. So it's a lot of fun, and it just looks in a Wreck-It Ralph kind of style, like nostalgic. And again, my generation, we're going for that constantly. Like we don't want to go into the future because the future is horrible and gross and involves a lot of bad people. So, what else do we have? Justice League trailer looked all right. They mentioned the death of Superman. I'm hopeful, but they've had 4 movies so far that have ranged from horrifically bad to mediocre to confusing to really, really well done. And that's Wonder Woman, the only good one in the bunch. So I don't know what is going to come of this, but you see a lot going on. Each character, we're talking Cyborg, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Aquaman. I'm still not on board with the Ezra Miller Flash. I love the CW Flash, and I don't know. It just looks shitty to me with his Iron Man suit. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I do like the Bat logo on the Batman suit, but we do see Commissioner Gordon for the first time, J.K. Simmons. Jeremy Irons is Alfred and seems to have more going on than the Alfred of the past. In fact, there's one shot where Cyborg says something, he talks to him through a comm. Alfred, don't worry, whatever. And he's like, how the fuck did you connect to me? Kind of thing. So it looks good so far. I'm not getting my hopes up, but the DCEU, I don't know why they're calling it the DCEU extended universe, but whatever, because it doesn't extend into TV. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. So, as far as that stuff goes, I like Ben Affleck. There's rumors that they're going to exit him as Batman, bring in somebody else. I don't know why. I don't know if he's a problem. I mean, they had to do it with Ed Norton and Hulk, which worked for the better, honestly. I don't know that he would be as good as what's his face right now. There's too many things going on in my head right now, kids. Names are not my strong suit. But anyway, I don't know what's going to happen there. But so far, I like him. Everybody's like, he's the best Batman. He's the best Batman. That's the popular opinion. I think he's okay. I mean, he's not the best Daredevil. I like Charlie Cox. And there's only been, a couple. He's been on TV before and stuff like that. But, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this. Cyborg looks all right. Aquaman looks all right with Jason Momoa. But we'll see. We'll see what goes. So, and it's a long trailer. It's almost 4.5 minutes long, something like that. So, it's pretty expansive. No Superman. So, there's mention of him being dead. And they said something about no Kryptonians, no lanterns. So there, if there's a Green Lantern in this, then I'm sure it'll be something tagged at the end, or it's it'll be a big reveal or surprise. I don't know. We'll get Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, which version, who knows? So it's just not going to be Ryan Reynolds. We know that much. So there's that. Let's see. I'm kind of skimming through a bunch of other things. There's a movie called Bright. It's coming to Netflix. It's Will Smith and Joel Edgerton, who plays an orc, and it's a buddy cop movie, but it's Alien Nation. That's what it looks like. So there's that. But it looks fun, but it's Alien Nation. That's what it is. If you saw Alien Nation with James Caan back in the day, which was turned into a TV series, some of those under-the-radar sci-fi movies, and I mean under the radar in they were not Star Wars or that, but Alien Nation turned into a pretty decent TV series. I think it was on Fox, when Fox was still like experimenting with shit. Same with Stargate, turns into Stargate SG-1. They make some decent series, but this is exactly what this is. This is just Alien Nation with Will Smith. So, and I'm sure it's different, but that's, it's two cops. One's an alien, one's a human. It deals with racism and essentially. So, we have Pacific Rim Uprising, which is just kind of almost looks like a military recruitment video. We've seen that done a million times. It's nothing. Starship Troopers did it. It's been done to death as a movie trailer. So I don't know. I like the first movie. It's fun. It's what it is. You expect a big goofy dumbass robot kaiju movie, and that's what it is, a big dumbass goofy robot kaiju movie. So what else? Ninjago. Lego Movie was great. Lego Batman was amazing. And the Lego Ninjago movie is something that looks like it's going to be fun. It starts a little, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader-y, which is fine, and it looks like the father and son. Father's the villain. It looks like they team up and fight an even bigger villain. So we'll see how that goes. And let's see. I'm taking a scan through my list here. Thor Ragnarok. I'm dying to see this. I'm so excited because I want more Hulk, and it's just it's a special looking thing, and I'm really excited for it. You get to see more things. I'm done. I don't want to see any more. No more spoilers. But you do see Hulk, and not Bruce Banner, but Hulk and Thor having a conversation about who is like cooler, basically. It's pretty funny. And somehow Hulk got a haircut. Don't know. Don't get it. Whatever. That's okay. Whatever. Otherwise he looks the same. But he has a haircut. Actually, so did Thor. But we know that if you've seen the other trailers. But that looks exciting. I'm really so into that. And there is a trailer for the Avengers Infinity War Part 1 that was released, not officially, but, some people shot video with their phones clearly and posted up. I saw one. I mean, Disney's pulling these fuckers down as quickly as they can. They're ready for this shit, though. They have a whole team, I'm sure, that goes, okay, when the things get released, start pulling them off YouTube. Start getting them off YouTube. Copyright holders, So a few of them are already pulled down. I saw one where the whole, bottom right-hand corner, when you fold a piece of paper and you make that little triangle, that was black. It was cut off from, whoever was sneaking their phone video. That was gone. So I saw kind of a shitty version. And, maybe by the time this podcast is up, there'll be something up. I don't know. But I'm posting this on the Sunday of Comic-Con. So I'm not sure if there are trailers that I missed. I know there's, video game trailer that I missed and some other shit, but I don't care about that so much. And I'm not into it. I'm not into video games, so it's not, some of these trailers look cool, but as far as gameplay goes and stuff, I'm lost. But anyway, Infinity War, the trailer looks great, and I read about it. Guardians are flying around, and Thor splats on their windshield, and they drag him in. And so you see it. It wasn't the best quality, and I'm just waiting for Disney to post it on YouTube properly so that I can really watch it. But Guardians are consistent throughout this. And we know Thanos is the villain, and he's in the first Guardians movie, not the second at all. Barely really mentioned in the second movie, except by Nebula. I mean, she wants to kill him. And I'm torn on who I want to see kill Thanos. It's Drax wants to. Love to see Nebula do it. Different characters have throughout the comics. I mean, Deadpool has stuff like that. So, Drax has, but we'll see. Never read Infinity Wars, so. But you see Guardians throughout. You see at one point a school bus with Tom Holland in it, Peter Parker. You do see Spider-Man in the trailer. You see Iron Man, of course, Thor. No Captain America. You see, Jeff, hold on, The Fly, talks like, yeah, I don't know, whatever, Goldblum, thank you to me, who thought of that. I don't know who I'm thanking. But anyway, Jeff Goldblum, you see, he's the Collector's brother. I forget his character name, but he's in there. And you see, a hint of him in the credit sequence, the Hasselhoff credit sequence in Guardians 2. So, don't know why they even showed him, except to hint. I mean, he has nothing to do with Guardians 2, outside of being related to the Collector, I guess. But you see a bunch of characters. Not everybody you want to see, but and you see kind of Black Widow that was cut off by the corner. Thanos without his helmet. You see him. It's going to be fun, to put all these characters together. Even if it kind of sucks and they clusterfuck it, it's going to be fun. I saw Spider-Man Homecoming. I'll be honest, I liked it. And there are certain movies I'll watch and I need to think about. And that was one. And the more I think about it, the less I like it, which sucks. Doctor Strange was the opposite. The more I thought about it, the more I needed to watch it again. My daughter was the same way. She and I are very similar on how we feel in these things. And we watched it again. We liked it better the second time. Spider-Man, this was the first time I took her to one of these, the MCU movies, and we left, and she's like, I didn't like it. She may as well said she hated the movie, but she did not like it. And there was one scene where Zendaya, who plays a character named Michelle, don't know why. Oh, it's MJ. My friends call me MJ. Fuck you. I didn't like that. That bumped me so fucking much. MJ is Mary Jane, not Michelle. What does J stand for? I don't know. Don't even know what J stands for. So, Miguel, I don't know. But, she flips off Peter during one of the scenes, and my daughter thought that was the best part. Somebody getting the bird. But that's a whole separate thing. I kind of want to do one with a pod short with the Masterpiece crew for Homecoming, because Frankie G was not a huge fan. Mandy loved it. Mass Blogster loved it. And I left it going, it was all right. Middle of the pack. I felt the same way about Doctor Strange. Middle of the pack. But Strange went up for me, and this is going down for me. I need to see it again. Because I don't know. I don't know. So, I like Holland. I like Tom Holland. I thought he was a good Spider-Man. I like things about it, but it was kind of weak overall. So, I hope that in Infinity War, they make him a stronger character. I felt like this is a lot of setup for the character for future things. So, we'll see. I don't know. But anyway, Infinity War looks like it's going to be fun. From the shitty version of the trailer that I saw. So, but anyway, we have a lot of stuff. Comic books, horror, things like that. And it doesn't want to talk about Comic-Con not being, about comic books anymore, because Jigsaw and Leatherface have no place there. Video games, it was like a Call of Duty or something. And that really doesn't have a place there either. Ready Player One is about nostalgia, and that's really what, a lot of what a Comic-Con's about. So, I don't know. we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes with some of these. Everything looks pretty promising. So I'm hoping. Just my big one, Ragnarok. That's what I'm excited for most, and we go from there. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope I was informative. I don't know, but if you didn't get to see these trailers, look them up online. I found mine. Vulture and IGN were the two sites that I watched most of them on. Vulture had a ton, but they both claimed to have all. IGN had like 6. That's not all of the trailers from and they posted it last night. They posted it Saturday night of the con when there was so many more. So and Vulture posted theirs Sunday morning. So and I'm posting this on Sunday just for the fuck of it. But it's kind of a bonus. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. There will be a pod short on Tuesday for Castlevania on Netflix, and the following Tuesday we are going to have Friends from College. I'm hitting up the Netflix shows and see if I liked or disliked either. Castlevania, we know it's a video game from the 80s, old Nintendo, and Friends from College stars Keegan-Michael Key, Fred Savage, and getting right back into the Marvel Universe, Colby Smulders. So I always want to call her Colby, like the cheese, and I know that's wrong. So anyway, see how I felt about that. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. So tune into all the shows at abnormalentertainment.com. Head to cinemaheadcheese.com for movie reviews and news. And we've been a little slow over there lately, but we're working on a book, the first ever Cinema Head Cheese book. So that will be interesting. And speaking of books, if you want to read some of the things that I've done, I have Kevin Hates Everything, which is an old podcast I did on this network. It was the very first podcast I did. I have a book, and I also have a book called Secondhand Boogers, which was a blog that I did back connected to Abnormal. And I put a book together on that theme, and they're both available at bunny17media.com. So head over there and get those. I'm very proud of them and very excited to share those things with you. So check that out. There is a paperback and ebook version of each. Audiobooks for both are coming soon. I'm putting those together as we speak. Well, not at this exact moment because, I can't do 2 recordings at once. But you know how that works because you're very smart. And you have figured out how to get this show in the first place. So thank you for doing that. And love you guys for tuning in. I got nothing else. Check it out. Tuesday, new show. Following Tuesday, new show. And Masterpiece Theater, No Cry Zone. Put it together, all the shows at abnormalentertainment.com. And I'm rambling enough, so see you next time. Subscribe and download back episodes of Cinema Head Cheese the podcast, and read all of our movie reviews and news at cinemaheadcheese.com. Email us at cinemaheadcheese@yahoo.com. Search Cinema Head Cheese on Facebook and tweet us at CINHeadCheese. And for more podcasts, books, comics, blogs, and videos, head to abnormalentertainment.com.
You've been listening to the Abnormal Entertainment Network.